Rasmus Højlunds grabbed the crucial goal to secure 3 points for Manchester United yesterday, and it capped off an all-round brilliant individual performance, and we're going to break down that performance today, so let's take a look. So this performance from the young Dane, what was it all about? What did he do that impressed me so much? Well, he surprised me. He brought something to the game that I wasn't expecting. He brought a dynamic to the attacking side of the game that I didn't really see coming in this performance. I think we all saw that starting 11 released, and we saw that front three, and were slightly worried about how direct it could be. We know that Højlunds likes to run in behind, we know that Rashford likes to be direct, Garnacho likes to be direct as well. I think there was a concern in the fan base. Who was going to be the link point for the team? Who could be the one to get the ball to the runners? Who could be the player to create space by moving centre-backs out of position and things like that? And as it turned out, Rasmus Højlunds was exactly the player we needed. And that was because Højlunds didn't do his usual game of going in behind at times. He was really encouraged and given the licence to drop into these deeper positions. He was moving away from the opposition centre-backs, getting space in these areas. And this is something that we've suggested he should do before. We've said he needs to stop fighting centre-backs and actually go after the ball. And he actually alluded to this after the game, an area of the game that he has been working on. Getting away from the centre-backs to actually focus on getting the ball under control. And this created something really good for United, because what it allowed him to do was move into these deeper positions, drag the attention of centre-backs, and that's going to create room for Garnacho on the left-hand side, who had a really bright game, and also Marcus Rashford on the right, who I thought was impressive as well. And we know the constant threat you're going to get with those two. But Højlunds' link play, dropping into these positions, was actually so good that we could get midfield runners past him as well. Bruno Fernandes could go past him, Christian Eriksen could go past him. This was really good hold-up play, backboard play is the way that I would describe it. And we're going to look at a load of clips of this using Want Video Analyzer, a brilliant video analysis software, link in the description. Check it out, it's really good. And it allows us to look at Rasmus Højlunds being a backboard for this United side. So what do I mean by a backboard? It's a player you can send the ball up to, and he's going to pop it off, rebound it off for one of his teammates to pick up the second ball. And we can see this fairly early on in the game. Now what I like here is his eyes are on the ball. Yes, he is in physical contact with a centre-back. That's going to happen a lot in the Premier League. But his eyes are on the ball. He isn't getting too carried away trying to fight the defender. Instead, he is focusing on where the ball is and positioning his body properly. He is getting himself between ball and opponent. I talk about this a lot. If you are here, the ball is here, the opponent is here, the opponent has to come through you to actually get to the ball. So they have to foul you. And it makes it incredibly effective when trying to hold the ball up. And Højlunds done exactly that. He was this backboard. He was this hold-up point for the side. He allows us to pop the ball backwards into midfield, and then we can attack from there. He's created space in behind for someone like Marcus Rashford to run into. This is really good, effective play from Rasmus. But what I really liked was that separation from the centre-backs. He wasn't interested in fighting the centre-backs. If the physical contact was needed, he was there, and he was ready for it, and he could do that battling side of the game. But when possible, he was trying to get away from them, trying to create separation, and that is something that has been missing in his game. Getting away from centre-backs, and then getting into these duels. We know that he can do it. He's a big, strong lad. He can compete in these areas and help United pick up the second balls. If we think about this from a tactical point of view for a second, this is exactly what Erik ten Hag wants from his forwards. How often do we talk about the up, back and through method? This is exactly what we're seeing with Rasmus Højlunds. He is providing that back pass. So how does it work, the up, back, through, for those that don't know? It is essentially when you've got the ball, often in a slightly deeper area, you're going to go up the pitch with a fairly direct pass. You are then relying on this player to hold the ball up and set the ball backwards. That's the back pass. And then we are looking for a through pass. It might be to a winger out here. It could be to a midfielder, a striker, someone like that. But that's the sort of the game plan you're going for. And the benefit of this is as you go up, you draw the attention of centre-backs. As you pass the ball backwards, teams feel that they can kind of get towards you, put you under pressure, and it creates all this space in behind. And that's exactly what Rasmus was doing for us in this game, drawing the attention of centre-backs. He was pulling them into spaces that they didn't really want to go into, and once pulling them into those spaces, he was dealing with them really well. Eventually, when you do that, centre-backs start to stand off a little bit. They give you a bit more time on the ball, because they're fed up of physically being shrugged off the ball, they're fed up of being positionally manipulated, so they start to step off a little bit. This is when Rasmus Højlunds really comes into his element, when he is facing the play, when he can get the ball into these positions and actually face the opposition. This is separation. This is a centre-back suddenly a little bit worried about going too close to our striker here, because he's been pinned the last couple of occasions, he's been turned already. He doesn't want to get too close anymore, and it gives Rasmus Højlunds this license to get the ball and play facing the play, and move the ball to someone like Marcus Rashford, who we can see in a higher, wider starting position on the right-hand side. This is exactly what Rasmus needs to keep doing. Then you've got this play. In the final third, this is all about delicate link-up play. This is about bringing others into the game, combination play in close quarters in the final third. But what I love here is he has made himself a big target, a big presence. As Christian Eriksen is on the ball here, he can see Rasmus making himself really big in front of the centre-back, basically going, give the ball to me, I'm going to hold it up for you. Christian Eriksen obliges, he plays the ball through the lines into the feet of Rasmus, and it's really clever what he does. This little flick round the corner is delightful. Christian Eriksen ends up being offside, but the chance that Manchester United get from this is brilliant. Again, it's because of Rasmus providing that backboard for the team, allowing us to go into him. He's going to create chances for other people. And what you'll see here is that we are sort of flicking between points. In one moment he is holding the ball up off of a centre-back, the next moment he's sprinting away from a centre-back. And that's exactly what I'm talking about with a complete performance. He offered us everything. These centre-backs didn't know what to do. Now, when we look at these Brentford centre-backs, we're talking about some really big, physical, strong players. I mean, Nathan Collins is an absolute truck, an absolute train of a player. He's really big, really strong. He'll run through anyone. Really good player. Pinnock is also physically a brilliant defender. A bit more experienced, incredibly intelligent. They're really good centre-backs. I like the pair of them. Højlunds was often up against both of them, and he had them on strings the whole game because he could do both things. He could get away from them and create separation and turn and face the play and drive at them, but he could also physically hold them off. That's exactly what Højlunds was doing in this game, combining the two sides of it, and that's absolutely brilliant. This is what you want from a Manchester United centre forward. Marcus Rashford, you can see occupying the defenders on this occasion. Look at all the space Højlunds has. They're scared of getting too close to him, and this is where Ten Hag got it right. Like I said, we were worried about that front three when it was released, but because Rashford and Garnacho were willing to run past Højlunds, it puts further questions in the centre-back's head. They have no idea whether they're meant to be going towards Rasmus, whether they're meant to be following the wingers. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing, and it leads to situations like this, where Rasmus has a lot of room, and we know he can be dangerous in these areas. He can score from these positions. We actually saw it last season. He can score goals from this area. Now, we didn't see it today. It was more about linking the play, bringing others into the game. But again, it's just really complete centre-forward play. It's a focal point for this Manchester United team. But this particular clip is really where he does it for me. Because what we've seen so far is either holding the ball up and releasing it backwards, or having time and facing the play and driving forward. What he does here is a combination of the two, and it is absolutely brilliant. If he can do this more regularly, we've got a serious centre-forward on our hands here. Because what he does is he gets his centre of gravity nice and low. You can see it here. Really low position. Now, what this allows him to do is quickly turn. But he uses his body so well. Again, he's not looking at the opposition player. He knows he's there, but he's not too focused on him. He's focused on where the ball is. Again, getting himself between the ball and the opposition player. And the way that he rolls this man is ridiculous. This is outlet play. You know, we can see that Manchester United were deep. We were defending. We've put the ball up the pitch to try and get out a little bit. Rasmus Højlunds has pinned the player, spun him, and then carried the ball forward. And again, we've got those runners around him. It's brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant from Rasmus. The ability to get the team 20 yards up the pitch and then play a pass to these two forwards, who we can see are now 2 versus 2 with the Brentford defenders. That's what you want. If Højlunds can do that on a more regular basis, he's going to start doing something for himself here, where centre-backs are going to give him respect. Give him respect. When he keeps doing this, flicking the ball around the corner, beating the centre-backs with ease, and then releasing the ball to someone else. When you keep doing that, over the course of 50, 60, 70 minutes, you keep doing it on a regular basis, getting these runners into these attacking positions. What eventually happens is the opposition give up even putting you under pressure. They don't even bother with the physical duel like we can see here. Because previously when they've done it, Rasmus has been too strong. He's held them off and popped the ball off backwards, and that's created space in behind. On other occasions, he's done them on the half turn. He's made them look silly as he turns away from them. He's played with subtle flicks around the corner, again, to move past them. Eventually, centre-backs are fed up of being embarrassed. They're fed up of being caught out, leaving space behind them. So they drop off a little bit. And look how much space, again, Rasmus gets in this area. If Rasmus Højlunds can be given this space on a more regular basis, we've got a seriously dangerous player. And that is something that could happen if he keeps working on this side of the game. The hold-up play, the pinning of players before spinning past them, players will give him respect, they will give him time, and that will just make him even better. And then, of course, to cap it all off, we are talking about a complete performance here, and it wouldn't be a complete striker performance without a cool, calm, collected goal. It's here. This time, Højlund is going the other way. He's on the last man. He is on the shoulder of the defender. Bruno Fernandes plays a ridiculous pass, an incredible pass around the corner. Rasmus Højlund races in behind. One touch here. Brilliant play. Composes himself, slows himself down. Has the time to get his head up and have a look at the goalkeeper. What does he see when he looks at the goalkeeper? He sees the goalkeeper in a fairly low position. What does that mean for Rasmus? All he needs to do with his finish is lift the ball over the goalkeeper, and he made it look so easy. So easy. And that's how I would describe his performance. Really easy. Everything seemed incredibly natural to him. It was a brilliant centre-forward display. I labelled it yesterday as the best centre-forward display I have seen at United in a few years, and I do believe that. I think he was absolutely brilliant. He offered everything that United needed. Now it's all about keeping that up, improving further, working on that first touch, working on that separation, getting better with the physical contact. If he keeps doing those things, he's going to keep growing into a brilliant young striker, and that's exactly what we want at this football club. But of course, all of that is just my opinion. That's what I thought I saw in the game. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. What impressed you about Rasmus? Where does he need to work a little bit further? Was he your man of the match? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But apart from that, we are finished for today. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.